For the first time in 17 years, the federal government is in a partial shutdown.
And Congress failed to pass a bill to keep the government running, getting stuck on the issue of what to do with the Affordable Health Care Act. And CBS News' Susan McGinnis joins us live from Washington with a look at what comes next. Good morning, Susan.
Well, we counted down to the midnight deadline, and now we are counting up. We are 6 hours officially into a government shutdown. Many federal workers are waking up to a reality that they are out of work for now, while here on Capitol Hill, the gridlock will continue.
Mr. Speaker, it is now midnight, and the great government of the United States is now closed.
Congress bickered to the very end and missed a deadline to pass a new budget for the start of the fiscal year. Lawmakers left the Capitol for a few hours sleep. They'll be back this morning.
Hope we'll be able to open it tomorrow.
The disagreement is over whether changes to the Affordable Care Act should be part of a bill to fund the government.
The House has voted to keep the government open. But we also want basic fairness for all Americans under Obamacare.
It is embarrassing that these people who are elected to represent the country are representing the Tea Party.
The impasse means many federal employees will report to work today for about 4 hours to wrap things up, and then they'll be sent home without pay.
We'll have to look into using our savings account. Whatever is there, we'll have to look about maybe putting off our mortgage payment.
Cindy Blythe is among the estimated 800,000 Americans who will be furloughed while Congress debates.
Everyone else is supposed to get along. Why can't they?
Congress did agree on one thing. Late Monday night, the president signed a bill into law that means members of the military will be paid throughout the shutdown. Well, the president says he will push Congress to reopen the government as soon as possible. Today, he's meeting with Americans who are enrolling in health care under Obamacare. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Susan. Susan McGinnis reporting live from Washington, D.C. this morning. And we've been checking the internet looking for reaction from local members of Congress, and so far, the only formal statement we've seen comes from Milwaukee House Democrat Gwen. She says, quote, "I am dismayed and disgusted that the Republican Party has taken their ideological fight over Obamacare this far. The GOP has not only pushed us to the brink of another manufactured crisis, they have forced our country over the edge." And that's end quote there. We've talked a lot lately about how a partial shutdown will affect us here.
Now that the shutdown is here, we want to check in again with CBS 58's Stephanie Brown. She is live at the Federal Plaza in downtown Milwaukee this morning. Good morning, Steph.
Good morning, Jessica and Nate. That's right. In some way, directly or indirectly, we are all affected by this government shutdown. But for some, the shutdown actually means no paycheck until Congress can reach some sort of agreement. You know, CBS 58 spoke with a local man who works for the Department of Labor. He's waking up this morning, as you heard in that national report, with no job to report to because he's now officially furloughed. There's no telling when he will be back to work. He says he and his fellow co-workers here in this area are nervous about how they will be able to sustain their families.
Women, 113,000 families here in Wisconsin who rely on those nutrition vouchers and the nutrition assistance that that program offers, they're going to be the first ones cut off.
And that was sound from the Hunger Task Force. We're going to hear a little bit more about that coming up in the next half hour. The sound that you should have heard was from that man who works for the Department of Labor here locally, who says that he will just have to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, see what happens. But he's keeping his fingers crossed that this won't last long. And I was going to add to that analysts don't think this will last that long. Some of them are saying no more than a week. But, you know, it's all up to Congress. We'll have to keep our fingers crossed, and of course we'll keep you posted. For now, we're live here outside the Federal Building, downtown Milwaukee. Stephanie Brown, CBS 58 News.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. 5:04 right now.
All right, we're in a bit of a staring match as we wait to see what Congress will do.